Hello everyone, I'm
Hello.
Lonnie,
I'm Amber.
and we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee, and we are doing a live recap of the
Sorry.
Orville, which I guess that means we're
We
live.
are.
So we're going to kind of talk about it, and while we're talking about it, just kind of letting everybody know, we're kind of messing around with some stuff.
Some
Um,
things and whatnot.
yeah, okay, that's really not working. We were kind of messing around here with um like some live broadcast options and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So we're giving it a go.
I'm trying to
Trying some
anyway.
we're trying some new things and some other stuff. So
Yeah.
hey, I'm giving it the old college try here.
The old college try, huh?
But the Orville, the very first or the fourth
Fourth episode.
episode of the Orville
Mm-hmm.
is called "If the Stars Should Appear," and what in the world is going on with this?
I don't know.
Like I had everything set up earlier, and now it's like, no,
No way, Lonnie. It's
we
not
can't
allowed.
let that happen.
It's not allowed, Lonnie.
No,
At any rate.
I kind of wish maybe like Neil Beowulf was still up. He could like come on here and tell me what I'm doing wrong. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, sure. But anyways.
But this episode was really neat. We start
It was
seeing like a
really
lot
good.
of philosophical uh, issues
Yes.
and stuff. They find this gigantic ship. What did they say? It was like 10,000 times as big as
Yes.
the Orville.
It was like 2,000 years old, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2,000 years
Yeah.
old on this thing. And so, still not working.
Anyway.
So yeah, 2,000 years old, and come to find out, the like the people on it, you really don't know what's going on to begin with, but they
Yeah.
eventually, figure it out that they like the end game on this was that this ship had been built and was like going from place to place, whatever, and they had like an engine malfunction, and so eventually the people just thought that they had like a biosphere or like a
Mm-hmm.
big place. It was like daytime all the time, and it looked like a city. It looked like a planet, and they over 2,000 years or whatever forgot that they were on a ship, and so they show up. It almost reminded me of that. What was that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village?
I've not seen that.
Oh, I probably don't want to give away the ending then.
Please don't.
Um, oh, God. I've
I
said too
didn't.
much already. Um,
No, you haven't. You've said just enough. Anyway.
but yeah, it was, it ended up being that kind of deal. And you've got a guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but
Oh, yeah. I
it
don't
was
remember
like
his name.
Harmerin or some crap. It started with an H.
Yeah.
And he's like this, one of those hardcore tyrants that, if people don't agree with him, he's got that whole religious thing hanging over everybody. Oh, if you question the way things are, you're a traitor to the cause and all that other crap.
Yeah.
And so it still isn't working. This is like classic UNN. I'm trying to figure all this out.
And now our stream is yellow.
Of course, our stream is yellow.
But anyway.
Yeah. But I'm running around right now trying my best to get this fixed.
So this guy's like manipulating everybody and believing this almighty creator
Yes.
has created everything and there's nothing beyond where they're at and yada yada yada. Well. And then, like, because they made the mistake of splitting up, number one.
That...
Obviously.
You think they'd figure it out by now. Like, why haven't they... Like...
Because that's how the plot moves around. Honey.
It is how the plot moves around. But you would think that they would mention that in the Orville. You know?
Yeah,
like,
because it is matter of fact. I mean, they've mentioned stuff like that matter of fact all the time. Like, no, that's a dumb idea. I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
But yet, splitting up. And I don't get why, like, maybe it's because the captain, like, doesn't want to be away from his ex-wife. Maybe he still has feelings for her.
Mm-hmm.
But why would the captain and the first officer go down to the surface every time? Because it doesn't make sense. If the captain went, the first officer should stay.
I mean, that's just what I would think.
That's the way it's always happened in...
Okay, yeah, it's always happened like that in other shows. But as we have discussed, this is how real life would play out. And it really is.
Stupid decisions.
Your two top team members are going to go out into the field while...
No, because you have to keep somebody with power or some authority back at the ship in case things go south.
That's why they left the other dude in charge. They have a third in charge. The hell. And it's not like he can't handle things.
I guess so.
You know?
Like, I really don't get it.
Besides, that's one of the main plot lines. We've already discussed that. They're going to end up at least probably having sex for the end of the season.
Intercourse!
I mean, what the hell? They got
Yeah.
They got to be thrown into situations together for that to happen. Like...
Alright, well, we keep... Huh. I don't know.
I think we just should not be trying to do this right now.
Yeah, well, we gotta do it eventually.
A review was probably not the place to be checking it.
Wait, we do have some people on right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
Select,
now,
chat, connect.
Is that what... Okay, are we gonna do... Yeah, let's just... You know what? Let's do this. Look, because, yeah, I mean, we're talking to everybody right now. I mean, we're still talking about the Orville. But, you know...
I'm trying to, anyway.
This is...
Lonnie's too focused on other stuff.
This is UNN. No, because we're still talking about the
Whatever.
Orville. Let's see. Read your chat. Let's see. Select default chat and connect. Everybody, this is behind the scenes at Untitled Nerd Network. If I can't figure anything out, uh-oh. Now, how did I screw that up? Thank you for sticking with us through all the hard times. All the hard times. Like, Amber's over here just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's going on? Lonnie's done screwed the review up.
Pretty much.
I mean, I have screwed the review up, but...
Yeah. I actually want to do another one after this.
Really?
Yeah. This is irritating.
Okay, well, this will be like blooper review. She wants to do it where we can...
actually talk about the episode.
I tried.
I can't do it by myself. Like, what the hell?
That's true, because I can't either. Okay, Neo, I'm working with you here. Select... I'm not seeing that. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Da, da, da. There's the thing is, it won't connect. Oh. Son of a gun, there we go. It was just that simple. Neo helped me. Thank you, Neo. Thank you so much, Neo.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Let's do something real quick. Have I got everybody's attention? Do I have everybody's attention?
Probably.
Okay, what I want to do is I want somebody to type in,
You don't
crap.
even know what it is.
What are the freaking commands? But thank you, Neo, for that. I'm looking for the command real quick.
Because he don't remember.
We are going to do... Okay, so it's going to be exclamation point LT to see your amount of tokens. Let's see if that works. Hashtag, or not hashtag, exclamation point LT to see how many legacy tokens you have. And we'll see if everybody has that. Yay! It works! Okay, so what we're going to do, eventually, this is just like a little nonsense trial run that we've got just for this video. But anytime we're live, and I completely stole this from Neo, but it sounded good. And I actually have it to where people can't just constantly spam the chat with that stuff. Like there's a time limit. Like you can only check it every 5 minutes. But that, and then it'll be exclamation point. I have it in here. I could have swore. I want to say it's exclamation point UNN. Space. There we go. Yeah, so to bet those, you would put exclamation point UNN space the number that you want to bet. And we do have some very interesting little things. There we go.
Wow.
Logan loves everybody and gives you winnings. 10 legacy tokens. So freaking Logan loves it. Logan's just passing stuff out. Okay.
Imagine that.
Yeah, no doubt. Sharon says you look like you're ready to eat my soul.
I want to badly.
Oh no.
Don't touch me
No.
on camera. What are you doing?
Oh. Yeah, this is just a little, see, we can actually do this now without having to have the YouTube up. So I'm sure this will probably save on bandwidth. This is just kind of like a, this is like I guess it'll probably save some of our bandwidth because we're not having to watch the video on YouTube to talk to everybody. And so, this works. God. Yeah, this is going to be, this is our blooper review. So at this point, we've just kind of abandoned it. And we're going to do it again after we get done here. So I just want to test that. So it's exclamation point LT to see the amount you have. You can do that every 5 minutes. And it's exclamation point UNN space however many you want to bet. And you get 10 per 10 minutes. So who knows what we're going to do with that. It'll probably be way on down the road, like after the first of the year. But I do like people gaining points and like frequent flyer miles, so to speak. Because like I'll sit there and like it just adds that little bit of fun and interaction where you can gain frequent viewer points. Amber does not get it.
I don't care about it.
Neo, can you help me here?
No. Do not ask somebody else to try and convince me otherwise.
No, I'm just Maybe I'm not doing a good job.
No, you're doing a fine job. I just don't give a shit, honey. I don't care. It's something I just really don't care about.
So this is
you know how I am. If it's something I legitimately don't give a shit about, I'm just gonna be like, whatever.
So this is just a complete Lonnie project.
Yeah.
That Amber is totally hands off.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about it. I really don't.
Well. Look at that. You can look at that. And,
look at what?
There's all kinds of neat stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, we got viewers in here. We got Neo Beowulf. We got Cartfoon. We have Simply Sharon. Mm-hmm. Thompson Ronald.
Oh, yeah, we got all kinds of people.
Neo Beowulf and Cartfoon both have 10 coins apiece. Simply Sharon and Thompson Ronald have 5 apiece. And that's pretty neat. Let's see. We're not doing a giveaway. But yeah, this really does work. I had the wrong, like the reason it just derailed at the beginning is because I did not have, like there's an option where it says always use your default settings. Mm-hmm. I didn't have it checked and everything just went off the deep end at that point. And Neo was like, hey, I know what's going on without even looking at it.
Oh.
Which tells me that he may have possibly, at some point, had that same issue. Look at that.
I saw that. I was looking at
that. That is great.
I mean, my phone's about dead.
So, Sharon and Thompson have both...
Who even is Jubilee?
You don't know who Jubilee is?
Because Jubilee's never on camera. It's always Logan.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
I know you ain't going to get that cat.
I am going to get that cat. She's my baby.
She doesn't like to be carried all the way downstairs.
She'll get over it.
Alright, piss her off. See what happens. I ain't responsible. Not responsible. Now he's legitimately gonna go get the cat. Thanks, Sharon. Appreciate that. Worth it, yeah. Pretty much. It don't take much to start anything with him. Not at all. I can hear him above me. He should have took care of this earlier. That's what irritates me. Instead of waiting till, like, you know, review time. Oh, let me mess with this. No, you should have messed with this before we even started this. Yeah, I got all kinds of plushies behind me. That's not a plushie. That's an evil cat doll of Lonnie's. I don't like it.
Who's Jubilee?
God, look at her face. She's like, what are you doing? And Logan's meowing. He thinks you're taking her somewhere.
Oh.
She knew who Jubilee was. She just wanted to start something.
Really?
Yes.
That's Jubilee. Can't you just tell she
just loves people. She's absolutely loves people.
This is the cat that refuses to give people tokens.
Oh, too late, Sharon. I already told him you were messing with him.
Oh.
There's a delay in the chat. So you were too late. I couldn't wait to tell him that you were messing with him.
I had to pry her. I had to pry Jubilee out from under the bed, and I like twisted my arm up and everything trying to get her out.
Oh my God.
Oh. Yeah. Oh well. Now they're over there cleaning each other. But okay, so we've got everything done. We've got everything set up. We are going to quit this goofy video.
Hashtag worth it.
Huh?
Hashtag worth it.
All we did was make Jubilee mad, but I did close the door to where she can't get back under the bed.
Well, that's good. Now it's going to get nice and hot up there while the air's off. Appreciate that. She get you?
I actually think I may have gotten a splinter.
Ah.
Yeah. She didn't claw me, though. She's a good girl. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap this, and then we're going to jump right back into a live stream. So if y'all want to watch our actual Orville live stream,
Yeah.
then by all means. But anyway, I'm Lonnie.
First viewer ever. I'm Amber. Bye.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. And this is the review for the 4th episode ever of the Orville, titled If the Stars Should Appear.
Yes.
We are doing live chat, and we do have a new little system in the chat for our frequent viewers that Amber loves. It was her idea.
You're really wanting me to leave this video, aren't you?
No.
Okay. Slow your roll, please.
Okay. It was totally my idea. But if you're in the chat, you can we're probably going to have the instructions on the chat at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, this episode was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It once again, the philosophical debates and all this. Of course, there wasn't really much of a debate in this one. This was just a bunch of people under like the iron fist of like, some goober head. That,
I mean, it's just like last episode. It's a social issue, but not. They're giving their opinion without actually addressing the issues.
Yeah, but this one was a little more cut and dry than last week. Last week you could see both sides. This one, hey, if you don't hurry up and listen to us, your ship/world is going to plunge into a star.
Yeah.
There's really no ifs, ands, or buts. Yes, Sharon, we are back. Mm-hmm. And watching the chat. But yeah, this episode was actually really good. It starts out, now I was kind of bothered because, your all male alien couple, they have the baby there and everything. And so, this is the same stream as before.
Not a new one.
What?
Apparently the other stream didn't shut off.
Oh, so we're just continuing the previous video. We didn't wait long enough.
That's wonderful.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I mean...
Whatever you want to do.
I don't know. So the other stream didn't shut off.
Yeah, like last night. When the internet got unplugged. Or was that last night? Or was it the night before? Well, not this week. You have to actually stop the stream in YouTube.
I'm like, what the hell? No!
I mean, I'm just not surprised.
I'm not either.
Can we just continue this?
Yeah, let's continue.
Because I'm over it.
But yeah, this is like one of those. I'm gonna put in the video description skip to minute 19 or something for the actual interview.
Shit.
God, this is gonna end up being so long. People are gonna think it's the actual episode.
No, that might not be a bad thing.
No, it won't. We already did that with Rick and Morty.
Like
our reviews typically are as long as the.
Yeah.
It's funny because our Rick and Morty interviews, we seriously take, between us actually reviewing the episode,
yeah,
and us actually talking to everybody in the chat during the live recap and everything. Mm-hmm. Our reviews end up being about 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't want some long title on YouTube, we just title it Rick and Morty, and then the episode name, which the last one was Rick and Morty, the ABCs of Beth. And so, because it's about the same length as an episode would be, and we use a thumbnail from the episode, and it's, the title and everything's like that, everybody thinks that we have the actual episode on our channel. But we don't, because YouTube kills those things immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been getting all these complaints over the last couple of weeks. People are like, oh, y'all suck, and like thumbs down and everything. And like, on one hand, like it kind of bothers me, but on the other hand, basically people are looking for like a pirated version of an episode, and they're finding us instead, and they're reacting. So, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I hate people are finding us instead of an episode, but at the same time, if that's what it takes. But yeah, this particular episode of the Orville, 25 minutes in, and I know nothing of Orville.
Anyway.
But okay, so yeah, they end up on this huge ship, which is literally 10,000 times the size of their ship, and this thing has like a society in it. It looks like you're outside during the daytime and everything, and it's like a gigantic dome. And, it's like a biosphere type deal. And there's cities in it, and there's fields, and there's like a sustainable ecosystem.
Yes.
And so these people think that they're living on a planet. Mm-hmm. And they have no clue that they're really on a ship it's lost its engines and is just hurtling through space.
Yes.
So the Orville crew arrives. They end up getting guns pulled on them. And they're like, whoa, what's going on here? And so they slowly but surely realize that this ship is 2,000 years old. And like 100 years ago, the engines had shut down. And so they had to basically just make life on the ship, because they had thousands of years of water and food and, the ecosystem and everything.
Oh, what about when you tried their food and it was nasty?
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, because, Seth MacFarlane, he plays the captain, and he sits down. I guess, it's customary. The people there give him a bowl of food, and I don't even know what it was. It almost looked like squash.
That's what it kind of did look like.
Like raw squash or something.
Ugh,
and so to be nice,
nasty.
he takes a bite out of it. And he takes a bite out of this, and he's chewing it, and like suddenly this look of like surprise / disgust washes over him, and the guy that's sitting there in front of him is like, is the food not appealing to you? He was like, oh yeah, it's good.
You have a napkin?
Yeah, he's like, you have a napkin? And so he like puts it over like this and just takes it out and sets it down, and then he looks over at him. He's like, you have a garbage can?
That was great.
So, but yeah, you've got this. We've also realized that what's her name? Alara.
Mm-hmm.
She could take 3 slugs to the chest and still manage to live.
Hell yeah. She's badass. I think she's like my favorite character, seriously.
She's pretty close on my scale. I would say mine would probably be his ex-wife. Either that or the captain.
Potential to develop more, because she's still kind of unsure of herself.
Yeah.
She's pretty awesome though.
Yeah, his ex-wife, she has a lot of potential. She knows what she's doing, and they've actually started exploring why she cheated on him.
Oh, they kind of said that from the get-go. They're not really exploring that. How many times has she told him, maybe you should have been at home more?
Yeah.
That's already been said.
But it's interesting because now they've kind of remedied that, because they work together. Mm-hmm. And so he's not gone all the time anymore. So
told you they're going to end up together.
Okay, you did say by the end of episode 6.
Probably, yeah.
Right? You said what? 2, 3? I think you said by the end of this next episode.
This is episode 4.
Yeah, you said by the end of episode 5.
No, I said 6.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll see.
Because I said halfway through the season.
Okay, and there's what, 10?
12.
Or 12?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do have through 6. We'll see. I'm really hoping it's not one of those things they drag out to the finale.
My luck, they will,
Yeah.
because I said that. That's how it is.
I will say, here's the thing. The Orville, to me, is better than about 90% of Star Trek. The Orville does better, in my opinion, than Star Trek does. Star Trek. It's just more realistic.
That to somebody that's wearing a Star Trek shirt. I'm just saying.
It's more to me. To me, the Orville's more relatable. I can relate more to the crew of the Orville.
I can understand that.
Than I can Star Trek.
It is more realistic.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like the Star Trek Next Generation episode, The Best of Both Worlds, where Picard gets taken by the Borg. Mm-hmm. Some of the Q episodes, some of the ones that Jonathan Frakes directed, and like the movie First Contact and Generations. Mm-hmm. The Orville will never touch those. You've got like your upper 20 Star Trek episodes. Mm-hmm. Nothing will ever beat that. But the Orville, in my opinion, does better than what most of Star Trek does. And believe it or not, I think Seth MacFarlane makes an amazing captain.
He does, really well.
I think he's a better captain than everybody except for Kirk and Picard.
I think agree with that.
If they made the Orville canon, he would be the third best behind them two.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know the guy's name, but the dude who played on Quantum Leap, that was the captain in Enterprise. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I liked him, and I just saw him in a couple episodes. But Seth MacFarlane to make a hell of a starship captain. I just throwing that out there.
They have a really good cast. Period.
Yeah. The casting on this show is top notch. And I'll say after 4 episodes, I think we've had a pretty decent shot here to give it kind of a well-rounded, first, third review. Because a lot of people, I'll admit, after the first episode, oh, heck yeah, it was pretty good. But it wasn't like, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to give it maybe an episode, maybe 2 more episodes to tell if I'm going to be able to keep watching this. Because
by this point, it's a pretty good show.
Oh, by this point, we're going to watch it every week. Mm-hmm. Like, even if I wasn't doing reviews on it, I would still want to watch it every week.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really happy that we found out now that it comes on Thursday nights.
Right.
Because the first 2 nights, it was Sunday.
And then we missed last week because it was on Thursday.
Yeah, we didn't actually watch it until Saturday night last time. Mm-hmm. Holy crap, But yeah, I mean, the Orville's great. This was a good episode. They finally end up revealing, they have this giant, basically it's daytime all the time in this world, or this mini terrarium, or whatever it is. And so they find out that there is a retractable sunroof, and so they retract it, and everybody there sees stars for the first time. And that was
amazing.
That's where the title of the episode comes from. And that was one of the most visually impressive shots on the whole show so far, was the fact that people were standing down on the ground looking up, and they see their sky part.
Open up, and they see the stars for the first time. Mm-hmm. And it was just awesome. So awesome.
Well, holy crap, it had been daytime for 2,000 years. Mm-hmm.
It was pretty epic.
But it was funny because with their technology and everything, they said they could have the engines fixed and the ship going back in 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And then they actually have a crew who can come there and teach the people how to pilot their ship. Yeah. It's just neat how I don't know really what it's called, their federation or whatever, is set up like that because they have a contingency
plan. Basically had a rescue team ready to go. Ready to fix it and train them, and it was great. Oh,
because they were already prepared that if that, like, if they didn't get the engines repaired, they were ready to show up with, like, a rescue team and ships to evacuate everybody off in time. And, I mean, it was just really cool. You actually got to see a lot of interesting things. And what was the story behind the distress call while the ship is actually in space? And they end up in like a firefight.
Yeah, there was like
it was just
some
random.
women and children on board. And
yeah, but it did nothing to tie into the overall story.
Well, I mean, it did. It got them away. And
it was a distraction. That's all it was. Like, it had no further bearing.
Because that's how shit in real life would actually happen.
That's a good point. I'll give you that.
It is how it happened.
It is. That's exactly. Because by the time they were needed, they had to go off on something else. I'm totally with you on that.
I mean, that's what we've said about this show since day one. Is if this was actually a thing in real life, this is how it would go down.
Yeah.
Like, so of course, as soon as they got off the ship and actually needed them, they had already been called away somewhere else.
Very much. And now, I mean, after they get everything fixed, that's the end of the episode.
Hmm?
There was no big cliffhanger. There was no... This episode ended on kind of the positive point that last episode didn't.
I mean, you could. I guess you could count, the issues the guys were having.
Yeah, but that
It's
didn't...
like a mini cliffhanger, but it's not that.
It was
crucial.
right at the very beginning of the episode, and they never touched it again. That was what kind of
bothered
me.
They're a little busy.
You like during the firefight, though, whenever they finally blew the ship up, and the dude who was running it, like, what was his name? Orville?
Yes.
He like jumps up and starts dancing around.
He's like,
yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. He was all about it.
It's like realistic because you know a lot of times in Star Trek and stuff, they'll destroy a ship after a long firefight and everybody's just
yeah.
Nobody gets really excited.
That's about it. You get a smile out of him. Nah, dude was up out of his chair. Yeah, that's
dancing
what I'm
around.
Talking about. Oh,
like old dude who was acting captain had to talk him down. Like, hey, stop.
Stop it.
Of course, you think that if Ed would have been in the captain's chair like normal, he probably wouldn't have stopped it. He'd have probably been up there dancing with him.
No doubt.
But you had old, stern,
serious.
calm, and collected, can't even crack a smile dude up there was running it.
He's having problems with his boyfriend anyway.
Yeah, he already wasn't in the mood, so...
He's just like, fucking A.
I did like the little exchange at the beginning of the episode, though, where he pulled up the Rocky Road ice cream.
That was awesome.
That was realistic.
He was like, I need... What do
Depression
they call it?
food.
Comfort food?
Yeah, and they gave him 2 or 3 different options, and one of them was ice cream. And they was like, what flavor? And he was like, what's the most requested flavor on the ship's log? And they're like, that would be Rocky Road. He's like, oh, I think I'll have some Rocky Road. And it teleports a little thing of it to him. And then he ends up watching, I don't even know what movie that was.
He was like, show me something that'll make me happy. What was that movie? It was The King and I. And
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Right, it's a musical, so I...
Exactly, I don't watch musicals.
It was when the daughter was singing, that she was 16 going on 17. I don't know the exact title of the song.
It's pretty funny.
But yeah, it was pretty funny.
But overall, this episode, this was just a fun episode.
This was a really good episode.
It didn't have the hardcore, just really that inner debate that the last episode did. This was like that pick-me-up that you needed after the last episode. Because you can't just have constant downers. This one had some suspense. This was more entertaining because we've gotten more in tune with the characters. This was kind of along the lines of what the first episode was. It was just had some conflict in it. It was a serious, but it had some comedy sprinkled throughout.
Yeah.
And like an overarching plot line, but it didn't. It wasn't too down. It wasn't too serious, and it just worked. It was a good episode. It was. I'm gonna say probably the second best episode in my opinion, behind last week's episode.
I like this one better than last week's.
I didn't, just because of the fact. I'll give this one probably it's just a solid 8. I know last week I rated that one a little bit higher. But yeah. I like this episode. Maybe not quite as much as last week's, but it was still good.
Well,
still pretty good. And
I
still,
give it a 9.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was really good. I really liked it.
Well, if I was to give it a 9, the main reason would be the visuals at the end.
The visuals at the end were amazing.
Yeah. This was a really good episode, but I just, for some reason, I like the drama and conflict of last week's episode a little bit more.
Yeah, it's been good.
That's what did it for me. All right, well, this is the end of our live stream where we talk about the Orville. I know, and it really shouldn't have been this long.
Oh, Lord.
But we're still figuring out the bugs in some of our live stream stuff, and it happens. So, anyway. All right, everybody, have a good night. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
And we are Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. Thanks, everybody, for coming in during the live chat. And we will be back on later in the weekend with all kinds of fun stuff. Stay tuned.